Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. With you tuning in on the radio dial in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM, we welcome you. Or those joining us through our online affiliates around the world, we're glad to have all of you with us as well. We're excited to welcome Gene Wright to our program today. Gene is a fitness model and trainer. We're going to talk to Gene not only about his own journey to being able to be the best of himself, but also how he's been able to help those he works with to be able to do the same thing. Now, we know in the times that we live in, of course, we all want to be able to be as healthy as we can. We'll talk to Gene not only about his own dedication, but also where his discipline comes from and what he wants those that he works with to know about the importance of not comparing themselves to anyone else, but just being the best them possible. Now, if you're just hearing about Gene, we'll tell you at the end of the segment how you can stay connected with him. But, Gene, hello to you, man, and welcome to the program.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, doing really good. As I said, we're going to tell our audience a little bit later, Gene, how they can stay connected with you. I want to first talk about, the results. I mean, not only, of course, for those that you've been able to work with, but for yourself. What has it been like for you, Gene, to be able to set goals for yourself and to be able to see those goals being realized?
It's pretty much just setting goals for myself. It's pretty much keeping discipline with yourself and trying to really just stay focused on yourself and don't worry about everybody else. So if you can just keep that discipline right there, that's always a good first step for anybody out there that want to, get into this industry.
Right. Have you always known, Gene, that you wanted to be able to not only to be the best you that you could be, but also help other people along their journeys too?
To be honest with you, I didn't know in the beginning. I just kind of stumbled upon it. People just started asking me a lot of questions, and pretty much just like how you do this, how you do that, or what steps I need to take. So then after a while, I just started kind of getting into it that way. So I guess it was just kind of a natural thing.
Right. So, so take us back a little bit, Gene. I think, all of us know what it's like to be able to say what we want to do, whether it comes to, health, fitness, or, whatever goals might be. Have you always been a person that's been pretty good about, if you say you're going to do something, actually following through to it to the end?
Actually, in the beginning, I wasn't. Like, I'm a regular human, just like everybody else. So, but eventually, I started noticing the only way I started getting results if I stick to my goals and stick to what I'm supposed to do, so far as in getting ahead of life and whatnot, and so far as in getting ahead with results and getting my business and everything took off. So it's just starting off like that. That's what you want to do. You just want to make a promise to yourself and just keep it. You don't have to start off on real big goals. Do something small. Start off with something small and just try to conquer the small things, and then eventually you'll progress into the bigger things.
Right. And I think, that goes to the point that you were just making there, and that is, when it becomes larger than yourself. You talk about, doing it for yourself first, and now, of course, being able to build a brand, around yourself and the work you've been able to do. When it comes to health and fitness, of course, there are so many different examples out there, of what people look like, these days. And a lot of times, we try to be the next X, Y, or Z. Have you always been a person, Gene, that's been kind of comfortable in knowing that it wasn't about comparing yourself to anyone else, but just being true to yourself?
Yeah, actually I have, just being you. If you feel comfortable in your own body, you have to live with yourself. So pretty much just love yourself first and foremost, because you can be the most. I see some people or some guys or females, they can have the best body ever, ripped to the core, and they still have low self-esteem. So I always tell people, just feel comfortable with your own skin. That's where it starts at. I know I feel comfortable with my skin, so I'm just like, hey, just get in there and see what we can do with it.
Right, exactly. And I think, too, expectations is an important thing for us to mention here as well, Gene, because we all have different body types. We're all not going to be able to look like you. We're not going to be able to look like the people, in the magazines or on television. How do you kind of help your clients to realize that it's not about trying to, match what anyone else do, but just to get their own personal best?
Well, pretty much just if they can, what I usually do, I start off with is just okay, first of all, you got, like I said before, you got to live, this is something you got to live in your own skin. or whatnot.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. You know, as long as you love yourself, as long as you know, when you come out the house, you just got to remember, don't worry about everybody else. Only worry about yourself, you, yourself, and I, or whatever, and you just keep on going that way. If you can think like that, I promise you won't even care about nobody else and what they think. You just go ahead and be like, okay, here I'm going to go to the beach with this on, or I'm going to go here with this on. So just love yourself first.
Right, and I think that's the big thing for all of us to remember. For those who are just tuning in, either on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. We're speaking today with fitness model and trainer Gene Wright. We're talking with Gene not only about his own personal journey to getting to a place that he's been able to be his best, but also to be able to help other people to do the same thing. Now, Gene, one of the ways that people are able to stay connected with you, and we'll remind them of this a little bit later, is through social media. They can find you there on Instagram at Fit by GW, the number 1. What has that been like for you to kind of, share with the world, part of your journey, as well as, of course, your modeling experience as well?
It's been pretty fun. Like, it's kind of new for me on the model side, but I always train people and motivated people to do better in the fitness world. But so far, with the model side, I'm enjoying myself. Everybody gave I thought it was kind of weird to say model. So I used to always be like, I'm just a dude that likes to take pictures. That's what I call it, a dude that likes to take pictures. So like, yeah. It's been fun. The journey is fun, and yeah, like you said before, if you definitely want to follow me and everything, and want to ask more questions or anything like that, you can go to Fit by GW, the number 1, and yeah, so it's pretty fun. I'm having a good time. So
yeah. Have you got, we were saying earlier, Gene, and I guess this is kind of the catch-22 of this, is that, it really is about, being comfortable with yourself, being your own personal best. Of course, because of the Internet, everything is amplified, and then, of course, the world feels like, they have the right to like or, to comment on things. And you have thousands of followers that have already joined you there on Instagram. I mean, was that an easy transition for you even to kind of be that exposed? I mean, I know, that you're a person that you talk about having confidence, but, I mean, in the world that we're living in today, was that an easy thing for you?
Actually, no. Like, I'm still not comfortable with a lot of different things, which, that I got to get used to because of the whole, the whole model thing is pretty new or whatnot. Like, right. I guess getting followers and stuff like that was, I really didn't understand what was going on at the time because it's just like it's very new for me. So yeah. When people started following and stuff, that's when I just kind of been like, okay, I'm just kind of go with it. Like there's people in there who say, there's a lot of people say good things and some people who say negative things, which I don't care about because it's like if they say something negative, what can they do after that? Nothing. So right. Like pretty much you just kind of just keep going with the flow and just keep connecting with other people and other positive people that's trying to do the same thing that you're trying to do or something in that field or whatnot. So that's why I really didn't care about that part.
Right. I want to mention a post that you made back in June 22nd, Gene, on Instagram, and you had posted a picture, but the caption that you posted with the picture was, "Who cares what they think, just do you." I mean, I noticed that's kind of a theme for you to be able, to share different thoughts. I mean, just recently on July 9th, you posted, "If it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you." How important is feeding your mind on words like that? How important has that been for you, and not only, building your confidence, but also in being able to encourage others too?
Yeah, well, like when I'm saying this or like saying stuff like that, it's just like you really don't supposed to care about like, okay, so it all goes back down to the discipline within yourself. So like if it's something that you want to do, that you really want to do, like don't care about what nobody else thinks. Everybody has an opinion on you. Everybody has an opinion about you. This is what you want to do. So don't care about none of this other stuff. Just do you. Do you. If you say you want to be able to drive by the end of the week or lose 5 or 10 pounds at the end of the week, that's your goal. You do what you want to do and don't care about what everybody else thinks. So that's why I really try to implant that in a lot of different people because so many people, they always care about what everybody else think about them. Like, oh, my God. They said I look like this, they said like this. No, how do you look? What do you think? Do you think you look good? Yes or no? If you don't think you look good, do something about it. So don't care about what everybody else thinks. Just do what you do. So that's how I see things.
Got you. And so now, as I said, you've been able to share those messages with the world using the platform that way. I mean, talk to us now about the business and the brand, because now, of course, it's not just about what Gene Wright is doing for himself. As I mentioned earlier, you're now able to help other people. I mean, a lot of people will look at you, Gene, as a role model as far as to what can be accomplished, what one can do if they have the dedication, if they have the faith and the perseverance. Are you comfortable with that? Are you comfortable being looked at as an example as to what's possible?
Yeah, I'm comfortable now, to be honest with you. But at first, I was just kind of like skeptical, because I'm like, man, I don't want to, veer nobody or take anybody in the wrong direction. But that was something I had to build up within myself. So like now, I'm more comfortable with, because people got to remember that I'm human just like them. So
right.
We all make mistakes. We all do stuff we don't want to do, or whatever the case or the scenario may be. So like, but most of my stuff it comes off positive. Like I'm a positive individual. So that's why I feel comfortable with sharing with other people and giving out advice to other people as well. So yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with it.
Yeah. I want to, as we wrap up, Gene, I want to talk about the importance of the moment. I mean, people will look at where we are in the year. The year is almost over. A lot of people are looking at their goals they've set for themselves. Maybe they have not achieved exactly what they wanted to achieve this year. Of course, as the month is about to be wrapping up soon, maybe they're looking at this month and saying, hey, I didn't really do what I wanted to do. How do you kind of focus on that for yourself, the importance of the day, not looking so much at yesterday, not thinking so much of tomorrow? How do you kind of focus on just today and what you can accomplish today?
Pretty much what you focus on that day. Like I said, it started with making small steps, because every step is going to end up turning to a giant step anyway. So like most times I set out my day. Pretty much I say, okay, this is what I'm gonna do here at this time, or I'm gonna go here and do it at this time. I set it out. I set my whole day out. Now every day, I might not achieve every goal every day, but I do achieve most of my goals out during the day. So it's just like writing down, having a set plan, writing down your plan. It could be as small as like, okay, I'm going to take out the trash today, even though it's just common sense, take out the trash, but you might just write down, I'm going to take out my trash today and clean up the house. So that's what you're going to do. So like, make sure you do that. Make sure you go, take out the trash, and clean up your house. So if you got a plan that day, just try to stick to it that day. And then that's what's going to help you better your future or your tomorrow.
Yeah. I think that's it. That's a great thing for all of us to remember as we're kind of looking at our lives and where we are, and more importantly, where we want to go. Again, everyone, Gene Wright has been our guest. He's a fitness model and trainer that's been able to not only to be able to set goals for himself and to achieve those, but also now be an example for other people as to what they can do in their own life. As I mentioned earlier, you all can stay connected with Gene's journey by following him on Instagram. There you can find him at FitByGW, the number 1. Again, that's FitByGW, the number 1. We'll be sharing this also on the online side of our program, so you all can stay connected with him there. I noticed you also have a website that's coming soon. Gene, do you want to go ahead and give that out?
Yeah, it is fitbygw.com. That is fitbygw.com, and it should be coming out here pretty soon.
All right, so make sure you all are bookmarking that to stay connected with him. Gene, man, congratulations to you on the success. Appreciate the time, and looking forward to speaking with you again, man.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, you're more than welcome. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. If you all came in late, you missed part of the conversation with Gene, don't worry. Thanks to our online friends, you all can catch the replay right after we go off the air. The link is already available through our social media sites. So head over to Facebook.com/Cyrus Webb or go over to Twitter.com/Cyrus Webb. If you click on the link there, you can listen to the show completely for free and share it with your friends from there too. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Make sure you take out time to enjoy some good music as well as a great book. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. You all make it a great one.